Hello and welcome to the TechHub.training Workforce Wisdom SQL Challenge. Today we're going to walk through the solution. So to begin, let's go ahead and pull up the instructions. In the overview, we learn that we are working as a payroll specialist for Employers Inc. And we have collected the following data from employees from their previous jobs. So we're going to use that data and go ahead and run a couple of reports. The first report we want to run is figuring out how many of our employees were working 55 or more hours per week, and then how many of our department chairs are being paid less than $40 an hour. So let's go ahead and get started. If we pull up our Access database, create a new query. We're going to go ahead and move this over to the SQL editor down here. And for our first challenge, we know that we need to have the headers department ID, position name, and quantity. So let's go ahead and start a select statement. We're going to select the department ID, position name, and our average hours. Well, we know that the average hours comes from the employee table. The position ID can also be found on the employee table, and so can the department ID. But we're looking for the position name. So we will need to inner join that positions table so we can get the right data. So we first decided that we needed the employees table. We're going to inner join because we want all of the information in both tables. As we could see, the related information is that position ID. So we will go ahead and identify that as our primary foreign key relationship. Because we've joined two tables, we do need to go through and identify each of the tables up here as well. So we can go ahead and run this here now. But as you can see, it's giving us all of the information for all of the people. So first thing we ought to do is figure out how to make that so that it's only showing things over 55 hours. For that, we can use a where statement. And it said that we want people who work 55 or more hours. So we're going to use a greater equal to there. Go ahead and run that again. We can do a quick visual check and we see that it's 55 or more hours. All right, let's go ahead and pull up our instructions again. It says we want to know how many of our employees. It doesn't say we necessarily want to know how many hours they're working, but how many of our employees are working more than 55 hours. So if we add a count function here, and I think we wanted that one to be named quantity. Since we've added a count function, we now need to add a group by function. We can go ahead and run this. Make sure you're typing the names correctly. And as you can see, we have that information there. Just for organization's sake, we're going to add an ordered by clause. And just like that, we've finished the first query. So we can go ahead and create another query for query 2. And this one, we're wanting to see how many of our department chairs are being paid less than $40 an hour. So to find out which of our department chairs are being paid less than $40 an hour, we're going to need, in our selected output, we're going to need our employee number, position ID, and the hourly rate. All of that information can be found on our employees table. So let's go ahead and run that. And it's not recognizing my num. So we're going to come in here, look at our employees table, and see that it says employee number. Because that's using a number symbol, we're going to have to put brackets around it. And now let's go ahead and try it. There you go. So that is pulling up all of our employees, their position, and their current hourly rate. Well, first of all, we only wanted our department chairs. So let's go to position and see. Department chair is number 1. So we know that we want it to be where position ID is equal to 1. We also wanted it so that the hourly rate was greater than $40. Excuse me, less than $40. We want to make sure that our department chairs are being paid accordingly. So as we can see, we'll have 3 new hire department chairs who are being paid less than $40 an hour. Let's go ahead and run an order by clause. And that should conclude our second query. Thank you for joining us today as we walked through the Workforce Wisdom solution, and feel free to check out other SQL challenges on TechHub.training.